Welcome to Wallace in Person.
Hey everybody.
So today's topic is going to be who's funding your dreams? So, when was the last time you allowed yourself to dream?
That's a good question.
Here's an even bigger question. When was the last time you turned a dream into a reality?
That's another good question. That is another good question.
So in junior high, my English class, we were doing literary analysis on the poem Harlem by Langston Hughes.
Very good poem.
But it wasn't until adulthood that the words in the poem sank in for me personally.
Okay.
The poem is short and sweet and packed with a powerful punch with a mix of emotions.
All right.
But for me, frustration being one of them.
Okay.
Let's unpack it.
All right.
So the poem goes, what happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun? Or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat? Or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it sags like a heavy load. Or does it explode? I mean, it was required, right? It was
required.
So, in avoiding the student loan trap article, we talked about how student loans have become an impediment for Americans, specifically minority communities.
Right.
And oftentimes, dreams are put on the back burner because we're so busy just trying to sustain everyday life.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But if we removed all those obstacles that are blocking us from living the life we dreamt for ourselves, what would we be?
Good question. That's another good question.
There is something great within each of us, and the time to unleash it is now. So we got 3 simple steps to turn your dream into a reality.
All right. Step number 1, Loretta.
Step 1, write your vision. You know, the Bible talks about writing your vision and making it plain.
Correct.
So if you want to go there, this is something that's really true.
Yeah.
It's true. Oftentimes we dream, but we never document it. This is an area that, I struggle with as well. So, preaching to myself. Since we established that we can no longer afford to defer our dreams, we have to take action. Whether you keep a pen or a paper near you at all times or use an electronic device, focus on documenting a vision for your dream. Doing this will help you capture goals and required resources. Writing your vision out formulates your dream in a way that's visual and actionable.
All right. That is correct. Now, step number 2 is to believe it. Countless times you probably talked yourself out of embarking on a dream. I know I have. This is where you have to convince yourself that fear has no room to grow.
No room here.
At all. More often than not, we talk ourselves out of a good idea or we allow others to sway us. That's where everyone's dream gets killed. Because we allow others we give that person that
the
dream.
Power over our dream.
That dream. And next thing you know, it's like, oh, you can't do that. And what happens? Your dreams becomes dead.
It dies.
So don't allow others to fuel your dreams more than you fuel them yourself. Your dream is just that. It's yours, okay? I know that's easier said than done, but asking loved ones for advice after you set a plan is only a good idea if they aren't afraid themselves, okay? So like I said earlier, it's your dream. You may have to keep it to yourself for a little bit, but it's still your dream, okay?
And you got to be passionate enough to endure the no's because it's not going to be easy, right?
No, not at all.
Nothing is easy. Nothing worth having is easy.
And to piggyback, this was not easy. Wallace in Person was not easy.
Yeah, and this was something that you know, the seed was planted by some really good close friends of ours, and we never saw this for ourselves.
No.
So sometimes people will see in you something that you didn't see in yourself, and it'll allow you to unleash something that just, oof, I can't wait to see it. That's all I'm gonna say. So the third step is to execute it.
All right.
We already said write it down. The Bible done told you to write it down. It said write it down. We said believe it,
Right.
right? And last but not least, you need to execute.
Yes.
It got to be actionable,
Right.
right? You got to put it into action. And so don't get bogged down by analysis, by paralysis. I'm guilty of that. And so one of the things that we have to recognize is once you've done the groundwork, once you did all that you could do, you've planned and you've been diligent in trying to make whatever dream it is successful. Unleash it to the world. You will stumble, you will fall, but it's not about the failure, it's about the lessons in the failure. So never, even when you think about executing your dream, don't even think about the failure aspect.
Right.
Because
right.
guess what? You go into it for success, failures will happen. It's part of life, it's a part of the whole game, right?
It is.
But if you have a winner's mentality, the failures will become lessons learned and you grow, right?
That is correct.
So, no more going to the graveyard to see rich people. You know what I'm saying? If you go to the graveyard, it's a ton of rich people in there, people who had all these brilliant ideas that just never unleashed it to the world. We don't want to do that anymore. Each of us have something to give. Give it. If it's not now, then when? Right?
Right.
So that's all we have for today. We just wanted to put a little fire under you, but it's putting fire under us too. But we definitely want to think about turning those dreams into a reality. So like,
subscribe,
comment,
please comment.
and definitely you will be on for the ride with wallets and purses.
Most definitely. Take care, y'all.